Families. This is Assistant Principal Mr. Paris coming at you from Robbinsdale in my office here. Tell you what, we're excited to see our students here in the next few weeks. We're excited to get you back in here. Definitely, a lot of things are going to be different because we want to keep everybody safe. But most important thing is we're going to be back together. So we have a couple things we need to cover as far as registration goes. I know a lot of people have gotten their students registered, but there is two things that have been added to the registration that even if you registered before yesterday, I believe it is, you need to go back in and complete these two things. And those two things are the distance learning survey, which I'm going to show you here in a minute. And the other is 2 questions on the returning student registration that let us know if you have a device for e-learning and if you have internet. So I'm going to go ahead and show you. I'm going to use my son Sutton. He goes to Grandview, but it's going to be the same thing for Robbinsdale. Okay. So the first thing we're going to go over is the returning student registration. So I'm going to click that. I am going to go into, I've already completed everything else, but the student information is not done. So I'm going to go to student information. There are 2 questions that have been added. Do you have internet access? Do you have a device to access e-learning material? And what this is for is so we know if you have internet access and a device for those e-learning days on Fridays, or if we're in level 2, those 2 additional days that will be, that your students are going to be at home doing e-learning. So if you do have internet access, it's simple click, check mark if you do, and the same thing for the device to access e-learning. Just check it if you have that device. If you don't have a device, just like last year, we are going to have devices available in the form of iPads or computers for your students to use for the year to do that e-learning. So if you don't have one, don't go out and buy one right away, or don't be worried. We're going to get you taken care of. When I'm done with that, I just go to complete 1A and move on to step 1B. You need to make sure all these are checked before you submit your returning student registration. The second one, I'm going to go back to home here, is the the distance learning survey. This is an online form that everyone has to fill out. So you click that. Go ahead and read the statement here. This talks about the option of distance learning. And what that is your student would be at home doing their schoolwork. All the same attendance and grading practices and requirements still apply, but you have to either opt in to that distance learning or opt out. As you can see, I've already opted out. I'm going to take these away for now so I can go through the options with you. If you are going to distance learn, which means your student will not be at school, they will be doing their work from home. You need to opt in by checking yes. If your student is going to return to school, you need to choose no. I choose not to have my student participate in distance learning, which means they will come to school. If you pick yes, you have a couple other questions you have to answer for sure. Yes, I have reliable internet. No, I do not have reliable internet. And then the next one is yes, my student has a device for distance learning available to them. No, my student does not have a device for distance learning available to them. Okay. For me, my son is going to go to school, so I'm going to have no. I'm still going to click yes for these 2 because I have them. You have 3 other questions about IEP 504 or a LAP, which you can read all that, and the expectations and guidelines. Once you have completed that, you'll complete step 1 only. It's going to take you to the next step by clicking next step or click complete distance learning survey. And all this one is just clicking submit. Okay. And that is completed. So these 2 steps we need to have done by August 19th as soon as you can. So gives us some ideas of who we will see here at school and who's going to be working through the distance learning at home. We're excited to see everybody. We're planning an open house. We'll get that information out as soon as possible. And just know that we're excited to see you. Have a great day.